Hey guys, Chief Rudy here, and this is the BTS of drop number 1. So, originally I wasn't expecting to do any behind the scenes of any weekly drops, but then I thought it would be a good idea. So, yeah, this is the drop for week number 1 behind the scenes, and this is it. Like, this is it. There's nothing else down here. It's only 8 audio tracks. And yeah, that's it. So it's pretty simple, and I'm gonna go through with you what I did here. So first of all, there's an opening crash. So I'll play the crash for you right now. And that is the normal sample, and this is on track 7, which has 0 effects. Just, you can see just a little bit of volume right there where those lines are. That's the default volume, so it's just up a little bit more. Get it a little louder to stick up above all this bass. And then I'll go into the drums. I'll do all this bass stuff last. So with the drums here, I'll play this loop. And then this is the kick sample. So I put some reverb on this kick. So this kick is on track 1. And let's look here. Reverb, see, just that tiny amount. That little bit. And it made that big effect. So listen to it again. So you can hear it sticks around for a while with that reverb. And then there's the snare sample. So I'll play the snare sample right now. This one is a lot like the snare and distorted. It stays around for a little bit with the reverb. So this is on track 4. And yeah, it has some reverb. Let's see how much reverb. Yeah, just that much. About halfway. Maybe like 45% reverb. So I'll play the sample again. And that's the snare sample. You can try saying that if you want. It's a little difficult. And then this is a hi-hat sample. Pretty basic. You can tell there's like a little electronic-y feeling in there. And that is on track 3, so let's see what I did there. Nothing, just full volume. So like that's default and then full. So that's that. Oh, no one's over there. Just oh, my mic is I don't know. Okay. So on this drop, this is the very first sound of that leads into the drop. So I'll play this. Looks like it's going down. Oh yeah, it's a clip. So I didn't use a slide note here. I actually made all of this just in Harmor. So I'll go through what I did for this sound. Oh, my octave is pretty far down. I was working on some dubstep that's going to be coming out pretty soon. So yeah. So that's the sound. So you can see the pitch is all the way down, you know, because it's a bass. Unison's all the way up, so I'll play it without the unison. That doesn't sound as cool. So it has the unison. So it sounds awesome. And then you can see right here, this is the waveform. These originally were not down so far, so I put them down higher, and then that is what got this weird shape there. Normally it's like a little triangle, which would be known as a saw wave, but now it's that. I don't know what wave you'd call that, but that's the wave that it's running at. And I don't think that's what's causing the distortion. Distortion's off, but it is on track 6 in the mixer. And there's slight EQ. I actually took out some lows since I didn't want it to be too crazy, so I took out some lows there. And if you don't know what that does, is it would make it less bassy. So I'll play it with the lows, and then without. So this is with them, and then without them, like this. It just, you know, makes it the little compression, so the kick drum and stuff can stand out a little bit more, so there's not too much sub. And then there's full-on distortion. So without the distortion, it'd be like this. So that, yeah, so the distortion's doing a lot there. So that's for this little sound, so I'll play this in the clip. And then there's the second one. So what this is automating is the filter cutoff, which is this knob right here, also known as a frequency. I've called it that before. So when I pull this out, I'll just go over here because this is all we need for this. So you can see how it's falling like that, and that is because the pitch right here is at an envelope to go down. So that's the pitch going down right there. And then, oh yeah, I was going to show you the filter cutoff. So it's doing this. Now it's not exactly a filter cutoff, but it kind of is, because you see, when it's 0, there's still harmonics there. So you can see them down here, right there, there's still harmonics. So it's not technically a filter, because then the filter would get rid of all of the harmonics, but it kind of is. And then if I were to bring it down slowly, all that's really happening is it's kind of just slicing through and making them go away. But it acts like a filter, so that's what I used it for in this drop. So see how it goes from this 100% filter to about 0 to 100, 100 to 0 to 100 there, and then full 100, then 100, 0 to 100, and it does this thing. So I'll show you this. So that's kind of a cool thing right there. And it's just done by 3 triangles with a pause and then another 3 triangles to make that cutoff. And this is for the second little section of the drop. And let's see, what else have I got here? So I already showed you the drums. There's this sub bass right here. So I'll go to the sub. So if you didn't hear that, it's because your speakers aren't good enough to play the sub, which is fine because you need like really good speakers to hear that, or headphones. And this is just the same sub I've really shown you and everything. Just a pitch all the way down, sine wave at 0.1, at 1 for the frequency. So that's a sub, it's just playing this pattern. So I'll show you the pattern that it's playing. They would probably be down here, not up there, because it's a bass. So they're playing it. It's playing it super low. So it's really just like a little click, but still that's adding some bass into it. And now just this sound. This is the final sound to show you. So this, let me go down a couple octaves so it works. This was another preset from Seamless. I made a little bit of changes to it though, because I don't really like having presets that are exactly how I got them. So this is with the cutoff, and then mode Y changes it a little bit. So I used that feature. What else? So in here they're pretty basic. So like I'll just show you the changes I made because I used this bass, and I think I used the same one in Dropping Hard. So I went into detail on it in there. This is the same one I used in Dropping Hard. So on the mixer, it's on track 5. I used some chorus. This is just default chorus, just right when you open the plugin. Settings are right like that. And then I used some EQ to boost some mid/lows and then mid/highs right there. And I can see that the main harmonics are really low or kind of mid-high. So those are those main harmonics. And then with a cutoff, whoops. And it does have three voices of unison. So without those unison voices, it's like this. And really what the unison does is just a little bit of compression. So you can see with the unison, you can look right here at this gauge. This gauge will show you like the volume. So see how it's reaching the top, pretty high. Now without the unison, it goes a lot higher. So it also does some compression, and that's really all the compression I needed there. Then this is the mode Y. So I'll just play this here so you can see. So without the mode Y, it sounds like this. And then without the mode X and just the mode Y, it sounds like this. And then with both of them, it sounds like this. And that's what this little thing's for, is it makes that little variation in between there. So that is that part. And then it looks like it does not change. Oh, well, this second one changes a little bit. So yeah, I'll play this one without mode Y, just mode X. Now without mode X, just mode Y. And then together, this is what they sound like. So that was that. Repeats here until it gets to the second section of the drop, and then this sound gets a little different. So I'll just play the clip here. So that was the pure sub, since it doesn't have any automation. So with just mode X, it sounds like this. Oh, whoops. With just mode X, it sounds like this. So that was just mode X, and with just mode Y. And together, I did another little thing here, so I'll show you this clip. And this is right here, so I'll play this with just mode X. And then with just mode Y. And together. So what's really interesting about this one is this beginning part. Like, it kind of has a feeling like it's kind of jolting forward, and that has to do with these little notes. So I'll put the cutoff at 100% so you can hear the sound a lot better, and it goes from, and it just keeps switching in between those. So with just this on a loop, it'll sound like this. And that's what kind of gives it this feel. Kind of like it's kind of moving. So, you know, little effects like that make it sound pretty cool and stand out from the rest of the drop. So this is the whole thing of week 1 for the first drop. So if you've not heard this, it's on my main channel, and the link to my main channel is in the description below. So you can go there and check that out. And this is the mixer. Only 8 audio tracks. 2 of these were not colored, but they are named, so they were used. And yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll have the BTS up for drop number 2 sometime in the future if you would like to see that. So, bye!